Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make some gluten-free vegan sourdough calzones just like this. We're going to bake some in the oven and some in a new air fryer oven that Michelangelo sent me to try. So let's go. Make sure to watch until the end for a chance to win. So gather all your ingredients and then combine your whole psyllium husk into some warm water with a little bit of olive oil. And then it's important to whisk everything right away as you do not want this gel mixture to get clumpy. Next, you'll want to combine and sift the dry ingredients, which are the gluten-free flours, starches, maple or coconut sugar, and a little sea salt. Make sure to see the recipe post for the gluten-free flour and starch options. Sifting the dry ingredients ensures that there's no clumpy bits. In this recipe, I add 3/4 cup of starter, which is about 200 grams. If you use a brown rice sourdough starter instead of sorghum, try swapping the sorghum flour in the recipe. It's nice to include a combination of different types of light gluten-free flours in a dough like this one, and give it a quick mix. The next step is to add your warm, blobby gel mixture. The fact that it's warm will help your dough texture and rise. You can mix a little with a spoon or spatula, but the fun part is coming next. Are you ready? Now it's time to get your hands right in there. Because you're making the dough for calzones, mixing it with your hands is great because you should be able to tell if your dough is going to need 1 or 2 extra tablespoons of water. You don't want your dough to be too wet because you want to be able to manipulate it with your hands. Mix everything well until a dough ball forms and there's no dry bits left at the bottom. And in the end, for this batch, I did not add more water, but on a different day I did, and the dough was a little softer with just a tad more water. Cover your bowl and let your dough rise for 1 to 2 hours. 2 hours is usually best if your kitchen is cold. You'll know it's ready when you press down on it and it springs back some. You can dust your working surface with a little flour, and then you'll want to divide your dough in either 4 or 6 equal pieces. Now this is the part that you're going to have to feel your dough and experiment a little bit with the shaping. This dough was a little bit drier, so I felt like I needed to try to knead it a little bit to get it to come together a little bit better. You might not have to do that with your dough. I think the less that you can handle it with your hands, the better it is. But you basically want to create approximately a 6-inch circle. You can definitely use parchment paper to help you flatten it out. I felt that that was the best method. And then if you do have a bench scraper or a large knife, you can use it to kind of smooth out the edges. And then once you do that and it seems to hold together nicely, just transfer it over to your baking sheet until you're ready to add the filling of your choice for your calzones. If you love extra sauce, now is a great time to add it. And if you would like to try my calzone filling, I will definitely add a link in the description below so you can give it a try, or go ahead and fill them with whatever you like. I love adding pickled jalapenos or olives. It's so good. Then fold the dough in half and then pinch and fold the edges to help keep the filling inside. And then you can kind of like crimp the edges to make it look pretty. Whatever works for you to help contain the filling for your calzones. Once you practice a few times, you'll see it'll get easier and easier, and it'll be much faster to flatten out your dough. The best tip I can give you for this recipe is that you must fill it with ingredients you enjoy and that you like, and doing so will make this recipe successful for you and your family. You can also use a chopstick to help you kind of pinch the edges to make sure that none of the filling comes out, and also to make it look pretty. Cover your calzones and let them rise or rest for 45 minutes up to 1 hour while your oven is preheating to 425 degrees. Once your oven is nice and hot and you're ready to bake, you can brush some olive oil, but this is optional. And you can also cut some steam vents if you wish. At 425 degrees Fahrenheit, it'll take about 25 to 30 minutes to bake. These look yummy, I can't wait to try one. Another great tip is to freeze them unbaked for later. And you can skip the second rise if you freeze them. You can leave the calzones in the plastic bags on the baking sheet until frozen. All right, so now let's try the air fryer oven. I've actually never tested a small appliance like this one, so I have nothing really to compare to. So I will do my best to kind of try to figure things out as I go. So for the first two, let's choose the bake setting, and I will set it to 355 degrees Fahrenheit, and I will bake them for 25 to 30 minutes. This air fryer oven is pretty simplistic. There's nothing really fancy about it. It has a light, and the functionality is very easy to understand, which is great. And in this picture, you can see all the different parts that it came with. It does also come with a crumb tray, but in this case, we're gonna call it a spill tray because it came in really handy to catch the drippings from my calzones. But not to worry, you can easily wash the crumb tray. The first two were ready in 29 minutes, so about the same time as I would in a regular oven. And after I baked them, I realized that I had forgotten to brush some olive oil and cut some steam vents, but they turned out nicely anyways. So I just need to wash the bottom tray before I bake the next two. All right, so let's try the air fryer setting. I've actually never tested or tried an air fryer before, so again, I have nothing to compare it to, but let's plan to test it at 390 degrees Fahrenheit, and we'll bake it for at least 15 minutes to see how it's doing. At this point, with everything I've tested with the air fryer oven, my main concern is the fact that it really slides on the counter. So if you have little kids, just make sure that you're in the room or it's placed somewhere safe. The appliance can get kind of hot when you're baking, but I feel that it got even hotter when using the air fryer setting. If you can place it near a window, I think that would be really great. It's been fun trying to bake different things, and especially if you have kids and they like fries, using the air fryer setting with the fries in the basket is really great because you don't have to use oil or anything. And you can see in this shot that I was actually trying to put another basket underneath, but I was not fitting. For the air fryer version, when there was 3 minutes left on the 15 minutes, I did decide to flip them over to make sure that both sides were equally baked. These are the air fryer ones, and I'm impressed. They were actually baked in 15 minutes, so half the time of the first two. I'm ready to try the first batch, which were baked on the bake setting. They are a little bit more pale, but the crust is crispy, and it sure does look yummy inside. All right, now the taste test. Ooh, that jalapeno. It's hot, but it's really good. But this one is probably even better than the version I baked in the regular oven. It's really good. So for 15 minutes, the air fryer version is pretty good. So overall, I think an air fryer oven has its qualities for sure. If you don't want to turn on your oven, your regular oven in the summertime because you don't want to warm up your whole house, it's wonderful to have. If you like camping and would like a small oven, it's kind of fun to play around with. In case you're curious, this is the first batch that I baked in my regular oven, and as you can see, they got really crispy underneath, but I did use oil in this batch, but they were equally great. They were just a little different. Okay, giveaway time. If you would love a chance to get your hands on an air fryer oven just like the one I tried, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and in the comments, tell me what I baked in the air fryer oven in this video. All the contest details will be in the video's description, and the lucky winner will be announced in the next video. When you make the calzones, just know that they are also really good with the dipping sauce. And if you try the recipe, don't forget to rate and leave a comment at the bottom of the recipe posts. All the opinions about the air fryer oven in this video are my own. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. And hopefully my kitchen will be transformed by then.